Long ago, in the forgotten histories of Alterra, terrible creatures were unleashed upon the world. Monsters of immeasurable power and destruction. These titans purged the world that disappeared. Thus, the cycle of life began anew, and the races grew in peace without any knowledge of the calamities of their past. But as every light must have a shadow, so too does the past become the present, and the Titans of Alterra will come once again.
Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the Titans of Alterra, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play adventure. I'm your host and dungeon master, Joshua, and going around the table, we have...
Relnor Windhelm, a human fighter. I have sandy brown hair and blue eyes.
My name is Winnebrett Dumplekin, but everybody just calls me Winnie. I'm a rock gnome and a wizard. I've got dark skin and dark hair, and of course I've got your typical wizardy things. I have a very large book.
I am Delphin Mugwort. I am a stout halfling. I'm a simple but kind-hearted monk. I got a top knot with sideburns and fuzzy feet.
I am Joan Stormcrown. I am a human cleric. I am about 5'10", 160 pounds. Don't ask me about my weight, though. I'm 23 with green eyes, pale skin with a little bit of an olive undertone, and white blonde hair.
All right, well, let's jump right into it, everybody. We begin our story at Kimsey's Whimsies, a small but well-known candy shop in the southwest district of Port Lestraad. The shop is a staple for the community here. They've also got one of the best water filtration systems in a district with typically bad water. And the owners are more than happy to give out clean water with any purchase. Business is busy as usual. The shop owners, an older gnome couple, longtime residents of Lestraad, have their hands full at the front of the store. In the back, their daughter, Winnie, is tinkering away at some of the gears and contraptions that they use to produce their sugary treats. Winnie, while you're back there, you hear the regular commotion in the front of the store quiet down for a bit. And it's a bit muffled, but after what sounds like several heavy boot steps, a commanding voice addresses your father, saying,
Mr. Dumplekin, I have a summons from the High Captain himself. Please follow it through to the letter.
And then you hear some heavy boot falls leaving, and the commotion starts up a little bit after that. Do you do anything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go see my dad, see if he's okay.
Okay. So
I'm at least going to peek my head out and be like,
sure.
Are we cool?
Yeah. So this candy shop is kind of like a classic candy shop. It's got some doors. You walk in. There's candy all over the walls, and some different stuff standing. And your parents are like the ones who are mingling with everybody that's out there. And so your dad is standing near kind of there's not like a register. They don't have like a machine register. There's no reason for that. But he's kind of standing behind the front desk, holding a piece of paper.
Okay. Hey, Dad, what was that about?
Oh, Winnie, it's a summons from the High Captain. It's got his own seal and everything.
Yeah, I heard that, but what's it about?
Oh, well, I suppose we had to open it, huh? And he kind of grabs a little letter opener and opens it up and... Thanks for the sound effects, Ricky.
Fully courtesy of Ricky Lorimer.
And he reads it. Winnie, this is for you.
What?
And your mom kind of comes over and he goes, the High Captain wants to see you. Doesn't give any more information than that. You're supposed to head to the command building right away.
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Is there something we don't know about?
Nope.
I can't think of why. And your mom looks just as confused. He says,
I don't know.
What did you do?
I mean, it has my name on it.
It's your name, Winnebrett?
It wasn't for Honeycut?
The one we gave you when you were born?
Or Brinklebit? Or...
Nope. Just you.
Well, I guess I probably shouldn't keep him waiting, but are you guys okay? I mean, it's like been a really busy day here.
We'll be fine. We know what to do at the shop, and your mom knows the tinkering just about as good as you do for now. So
Okay, well, I've almost
got
the taffy pillar fixed. It needs a few more whiz bangs in the middle of the gizmo. So.
Oh, good. Whiz
Okay.
bangs, Gizmo. Good call. Get on over there and be sure you're back as fast as you can. I want to know what's going on.
Okay, I'll hurry over there.
If I need to give the High Captain a piece of my mind, he never would. But like, he's just
He's adorable.
He's a cute guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're both
yeah.
really cute.
so.
Okay, so Winnie
You take the
starts.
summons?
Yeah, Winnie takes the letter and she kind of hesitates for a second. She runs to the door and she's almost about to go, and then she's like, ah! And she runs around. She turns around, runs back into the back room, and like scoops up a bunch of stuff and puts it in a pouch.
Okay.
And now she's gonna head up the high street.
Okay.
She has to kind of like bustle past everybody that's coming in. But
right.
she's gonna run up the high street.
Awesome.
Lucrative business.
So we're gonna cut away.
Yeah, they're balling.
Meanwhile, on the east side of Lestraad is an ancient monastery, built mostly from the ruins of some long-forgotten civilization. The monks who call it home refer to the ruins as sacred stones. Similar ruins can be found all over... Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Relnor. Similar ruins can be found all over Altera, and there really aren't any known records for who made them and where they're from. One of the monks who calls this monastery home is our very own Dalphin Mugwort. Oh. So Dalphin, why don't you tell us what you're doing? What are you up to?
What time of the day is it? What's when the
It's like it's like almost midday.
midday?
Yeah.
So I'm probably just sitting on some stones. I got my scrolls out, a scroll out,
Okay.
and I'm actually just kind of people watching. Like I'm watching the people in the street pass. I'm watching them interact.
Oh, nice.
So why do
Yeah.
you have the scroll out?
I just jot down my thoughts and
You
notes.
sitting like on like next to the street outside the temple.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, you hear while you're writing your notes and your big scroll, right? Like it's like a
Yeah,
Like,
big old scroll.
they're very big
I carry 3 of them on my back.
when you're traveling.
huge.
Yeah. You hear the bells from the port start to ring out, which is an indicator that a ship has just come to port.
Oh, Relnar's back.
Yeah. Do you say that to yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Dolphin's also prone to speaking his thoughts out loud.
Sorry. I'm kind of an open book
Awesome.
to
I love it.
myself and everyone else.
I love it.
So just an open book.
Yeah.
In any scenario, I'm an open book.
Yeah.
So you roll up your scroll,
Roll up my scroll,
pop it on your backpack.
pop it on my back, and
Alright.
and I hop off. I join the bustling crowd over to the bells.
Awesome. At the docks, Relnor Windhelm, a petty officer in the Port Lestraad's navy, is disembarking from his latest tour when a messenger, similar to the one that approached Winnie's dad, approaches him. The messenger comes up to you, and he's wearing his kind of brown navy uniform, suit, jacket thing. He comes up and he gives you a salute.
I return the salute.
Awesome. A summons from the High Captain, and he hands it to you.
Very well, thank you. I take the summons and open it up.
Okay, without a word, he turns around. So the summons has the captain's seal on it, letting you know that that's legit. You open it up, and it basically tells you he received your... let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. Inside the letter, in the High Captain's very own hand, it says that he's reviewed your submission for an upgrade in your rank. You're wanting a rank of command, and he wishes to speak with you immediately. So he's kind of wants you to come to the command building.
We're getting a raise, son.
Boy, I think my ship has finally sailed.
Is that what people say?
Yikes. That's.
Oh, Relnor's known for his bad puns, apparently.
Are you sure
that
they're
right?
your best friends?
Isn't that a bad thing?
I thought it was like your ship coming in is what you want.
Yeah.
Like my ship's come in.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Looks like my ship has finally come in.
And you say that out loud just like Dolphin. Great.
No
That's
wonder
why you
you're
guys
best
are friends.
Yeah. Wow.
Relnor's so cool.
And
People-
saying that out loud is your...
People walking by are like, "What?" And they look at you.
All right.
So I'll take the summons, I fold it back up, stick it in a coat pocket, and I'm
Okay.
gonna jog off.
Head towards the...
Yep,
Okay.
head-
Go ahead and
head
roll
right
me
over
a
there.
quick perception check. I wanted to get some dice rolling in here. You're gonna take a d20 and you're gonna roll it.
Is this the 12?
That's the 12.
That's the 12.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm not judging you. I'm just
Nope.
laughing at you.
It was a 1.
We're going to
You critically failed. Your first roll. The first roll in the history of this podcast.
We can't
Yes,
do
we
that.
can.
If anyone believes in omens,
It's stuck
Yeah.
to my hand.
Well, maybe your hand should be so sweaty.
Off to a great start.
Should we rename this podcast
it
Critical
didn't-
Fail?
No. Oh, wow.
I wish there was video of that because it just
It
it
didn't
went
plop.
it just
It plopped.
down. It didn't spin. It didn't roll.
Well,
it
when
didn't
the
do
right
Wipe your
anything.
hands
Yeah.
after
Throw
you
those
go to the
hands.
bathroom.
that dice knew exactly what it wanted.
All right. You
I
are
trip and fall into the
no,
water.
nothing.
Okay, you don't have
It wasn't
to
a
come up with
walking.
your own
It wasn't a
punishment.
walking toss. It was a
Nothing-
perception toss.
I know.
Nothing bad happens.
You just noticed absolutely nothing.
You're so focused. You're so wanting this promotion. You're wanting your own command. Like you're ready to go.
Run into a stop sign.
Yeah. Nothing bad happens.
It's not a walking.
I'm only really gonna make critical fails like really, really obnoxious things in combat. I'm not gonna do it
that's
to you
okay.
all
That's
the time.
okay.
So, on your way, you fail to notice that a small figure is kind of following you along the rooftops, hopping between buildings and stuff. Dolphin is
Your stalker is behind you.
stalking you.
And he's probably laughing and making all kinds of noise, tripping, pulling down
you just don't-
shingles,
you're too
and
focused.
I
You're
got
too
nothing.
focused.
He's a monk. He has some
Um,
finesse.
Ragnar.
Do you call out?
Hey, Ragnar.
I just keep running.
You don't stop. You hear your name.
Wait, what was that?
Ragnar.
What? Dolphin.
Hey. I plop down on the street.
Okay.
You plop.
Yeah, plop. Plop down on the street. I go, Ragnar, you're back.
Yeah, it's
How
good
was
to
your
s-
voyage?
It's good to see you. Oh, it was good, full of adventure and swashbuckling,
Oh,
and
man, that sounds cool.
you should have been there.
Ah, someday.
Okay, well. He's adorable.
I don't really care for boats, but I think it'd be an adventure.
Well, one of these days, maybe we'll have a non-boat-based adventure that you can come along with.
Oh, that'd be the greatest.
Everyone looks at the camera.
I'm Jim Halpert. Shrug.
That would be great.
Welcome to the Titans of Altera, a non-boat-based adventure. No swash.
Oh my gosh. Please let that be the subtitle
Non-boat-based.
of like the first
However long until we're on a boat. A non-boat-based
That's
adventure.
amazing. Where you Ragnar, where you going?
I was summoned to the High Captain.
The High Captain.
Yes.
Oh, can I come?
Sure.
Oh, sweet. What's he want?
You one of those people.
I don't know for sure. I had put in for a promotion.
Oh, you probably got
So
it.
I'm hoping it's good news,
It's
but
gotta be.
we'll see.
Oh boy, can I be there? I'm gonna be there when you get your promotion. I'll write about it.
I would be honored.
Me too. Let's go.
Okay, so you guys continue to walk and have your very odd conversations with each other, and until you get to the actual command building. And once you get there, Relnor, you do realize that only someone with a summons can enter. So Dolphin has to stay outside.
Oh man. Okay, I'll wait here. Let me know.
Sure. I'll catch up with you shortly.
I'll be here to celebrate the good news with you when you get out.
Sounds good. I'll buy the first round.
Oh, beer.
You're a monk, but you drink?
What? I mean, sometimes if it's socially, I don't do it like it's not. I don't care for it personally. I like ale.
I like beer.
All right. So, Relnor, as you step into the command building, it's a giant round building that basically can be seen from anywhere in Lestraad. It's kind of the center of Lestraad. If Lestraad's
Okay.
like a big giant wheel, this is the hub of the wheel.
Okay.
The staircase that leads you up to the top floor, it wraps around the entire building. It's on the inside, but it's on the inside like edge of the walls. So basically, it's just a long, giant spiral staircase.
Okay.
And as you make your way to the staircase, you run into a small gnome who is making her way up the stairs as well.
Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. Coming through. Very important summons.
So you guys probably would, in passing, have neither of you really know each other, Winnie and Relnor, but you did go to the academy around the same times. So you would maybe have a passing like acquaintance,
Recognition
but,
or-
recognition,
Yeah, like a
but
kind of
not
recognition.
like you guys haven't like hung out.
Not like
Sure.
first name basis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Winnie makes like she's gonna like run around him, and then she realizes that it's kind of ridiculous that she's like trying to run past someone that's clearly going the same place she is. So she kind of like slows down. She's like, "Hey, so sorry, are you going to the High Captain's room too?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
What? Oh, cool. Like, do you know why you got called in?
Well, not for sure, but I'm hoping it has to do with a promotion.
I really feel like like Relnar's setting himself up to be the character that dies immediately.
So sad.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, really hoping for that promotion I've been waiting for.
I was 2 days from retirement.
like Guy from Galaxy Quest. He's
Yes.
like, I'm finally gonna get that different shirt color. or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Winnie has been pretty excited, and then she hears that, and she's like, and her face kind of falls. She's like, I can't get a promotion. Why the heck am I here? She's getting a little nervous now. She was already nervous. Now she's starting to feel that like heavy feeling in the pit of her stomach. She's like,
Like
she
when you're
tries to
called
change
to
the
the
subject.
principal's office and you don't know why.
Yes.
I notice her discomfort, and I say, I'm sure it can only be good news. You're not being escorted by any guards, are you?
Not that I know of. Are you a guard?
Rano has a weird accent, discarded. Sorry.
I knew you were going to say something.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
All right.
Winnie's too nice to make fun of you to your face.
So you guys continue walking up the stairs together. The long staircase finally comes to an end on the command floor. A burly red bearded human rushes past you down the staircase, kind of pushing past both of you.
Boo.
Seeming very, he's got something to do. He's got several papers in one hand and just says, "Get out of my way."
Oh, sorry.
Starts moving down. As you step past him into the room, it's kind of like a waiting room almost, a little bit of a bigger space. There's benches lining the walls, and 2 desks on either side of a large hallway that leads further out of the lobby into the different offices on the command floor. At one of the desks is a young dwarf. He's kind of sitting there working on some paperwork. He's the command clerk, so he oversees all of the shipping and trading details. On the other side, at the other desk, is the captain's clerk, an elf named Eddie, and she manages all of the military operations for Lestraad. So if you're here to see a captain, she's the one you want to talk to.
Okay. Is she at a desk?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to the desk and stand at attention. Is she a ranking officer, or is she more secretarial?
A little more secretarial. She's got a military uniform on, and it's very well kept. It doesn't have any like lines of rank on the shoulders, or
Okay.
she doesn't have any medals. But you've been in the military long enough to know that like Eddie is like the captain's assistant. Like the High Captain specifically picked her for this position, and so she has some level of just kind of relational authority, if that
Sure.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
she's very well respected, but you don't need to like salute her. or
Yes,
anything.
and that's what I was looking for. So I will I'll walk up to the desk, I'll stand at attention, slap my arms to my sides, and say Relnor Windhelm reporting as summoned.
All right. She ignores you and continues writing in some papers.
Winnie does what Relnor does, but like 6 feet behind him. She just is totally out of her league here. She's only ever been like in the library and in the guild and stuff. So
Okay.
she also claps her hands to her side, and then she sort of darts her face around the room looking for all the different signs that she might find about what she's supposed to do next.
All right. So after finishing up a couple lines in the page she's working on, you just stand there at attention the whole time? Do you interrupt her and say anything else?
I'm going to pull out the summons and hold it out in front of me.
Okay. She keeps writing, and then when she's finished, she stops. She goes, ship shape. Sets her kind of quill down. Looks up and she goes, Petty Officer Relnor, I just received word that your ship had come to port. You got here quite quickly.
As summoned.
She takes the summons and she says, and Winnebret Dumplekin?
Present.
Very good. If you will follow me. And she kind of puts the summons in her desk and then starts to walk down the hallway, expecting both of you to follow.
Sure. I mean, Winnie follows.
Relnor follows.
She's terrified by this point.
All right. Meanwhile, in the High Captain's office, Joan Stormcrown is sitting down to a conversation with the High Captain
Thank
himself.
you, Ricky. Yes, that is me. I really appreciate you poking me repeatedly.
I'm excited for you.
Like, that's you.
Poker again. Poker again.
Here's the thing. I need someone I can trust. You'll need to remain completely objective.
Obviously.
I don't like working with clerics of the White God, or clerics mostly in general, but your teachers, Alora, Debbie, give you nothing but high praise, and the record of your time in the academy speaks for itself. But I had to look you in the eye before handing something this important over to you.
Okay.
So tell me true. Look me in the eye.
Yeah.
Have you the ability to see this through?
I will do my absolute best.
I hope that's enough.
When has it not been?
Bam!
At that point, there comes a knock at the door. He quick says, "Give me a minute," and then he says, "Oh, wait, here, come, get over here, stand by my desk, and look as serious as you possibly can, just judgmental as any cleric ever was."
That sounds so boring.
No, do it. It'll be great. It'll be
Fine,
great.
whatever.
It'll be great. And he kind of giggles to himself and gets himself straightened out. Straightens out his little jacket. He says, "Come in." And these big doors open. Now, stop. I'm going to add sound effects. Quit making your own sound effects.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I apologize. No more sound effects.
Saving you
Just
time.
commentary. Doors squeak.
Yeah.
You need a little sound for the
Josh,
asterisk.
put
so
the
there's
door
some
squeak sound
squeak.
here.
Oh, what have I got myself
Sorry.
into?
I'm sorry, man.
No, you're
I'll
okay.
stop for real.
He's your brother.
All right.
You knew this was going to happen.
I know.
No, it didn't, because Ricky was born before him.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
Ricky knew this was going to happen.
Yes. I did.
All right. Shall we continue?
Yes.
All right. Winnie, this is your first time ever to see this office.
Yeah.
Now, each High Captain, once installed, makes the office their own, choosing their own decoration and layout. Relnor, your father at one point held the office of High Captain, so you're incredibly familiar with this room itself. However, High Captain Harris Haberdash, the leader of Port Lestraad, the current ruler of the kingdom on the sea, he prefers a very utilitarian layout. Everything is function. Anything that would look like paintings of art on the walls are actually maps of the western coast. So,
Can I get his name one more time?
yes, it's Harris Haberdash. And he is a burly dwarf, looking from behind his big captain's desk as if he were cut from stone. Different than most dwarves, he actually keeps his beard incredibly close cut to his face. He doesn't grow it long. It's basically just a dark shadow. The thing he takes the most pride in are his long mustaches that grow out into kind of a curl on his face.
That's awesome.
And
Okay.
though he wears the clothes of an official position, his scarred face and empty left eye socket speak to his combat experience.
Gross.
And
really good thing you didn't bring
standing
the
beside him, looking quite imposing herself, is the Grey Cleric, Joan. And both of you would probably recognize her from your time in the academy as well. I don't know that either of you would have interacted with her much at all, or if you did.
She doesn't sound very friendly.
She doesn't look friendly
compared-
right now.
Compared to you, you're probably right, but that's a pretty high bar there you've set.
all my people are friendly.
So Winnie comes to a halt as soon as the people in front of her come to a halt, and like kind of appraises the room, sees the people, and then as soon as she sees the maps, she's like in a totally different world. She's just like checking out the maps, like looking up at the ceiling, looking at the walls. So she's distracted.
Joan smirks a little bit, like not in a
And-
mean way, just
no.
like in a that's amusing.
Like almost like literally her mouth is open. She's like,
Yeah, they're big maps too, like
Yeah.
real big, with as much detail as possible.
I just picture like in a cartoon where a person's like just kind of teleporting from spot to spot, like looking looking at stuff.
What's this over here? Oh, we should look at this. No way, they got one of these.
trying
Oh,
to-
We're all standing there, and she's
Yeah. Just totally enamored with the.
I mean, she doesn't dare
the
move,
map.
but she's like,
Yeah. Relnor, what do you do?
I give I come to attention and give a formal military greeting to the High Captain with a salute.
Okay. He stands, salutes you back, says, "Sit," and he says it loud enough to rock Winnie from her.
yeah, Winnie's like, whoa. And then she like sort of quick salutes because she realizes she was supposed to.
that's awesome.
So then there are 2 chairs there if you guys want to sit in front of the desk.
I will sit down.
Yeah, Winnie waits until everybody else sits down, then she like hurries and sits down in a chair.
Okay. The High Captain sits behind his desk, his arms crossed, inspecting the both of you, letting his stoic gaze kind of move from one to the other. All right. Thank you both for seeing me today. I'm glad you came. Relnor,
Yes, sir.
I received your request to be given a command rank, and I'm gonna grant it.
Thank you, sir.
I'll give you the rank of lieutenant. And I'm also gonna give you your first command. But here's the deal. For all the medals you got on your chest, there are twice as many other captains who want your head, who think you deserve to be dishonorably discharged for not following orders.
Well, if they'd give any orders that were worth following.
Joan scoffs again. So amused.
Snap.
Winnie's shrinking in her chair.
If I give you the rank of captain and your own ship, they'll have my head for it. Take the rank of lieutenant. Do what you can with it. I'll give you a crew, and I've got a mission for you. But beyond that, I can't promise you anything. You're one of the youngest humans to ever take the rank of lieutenant itself.
And I'll be one of the youngest humans to take the rank of captain.
Fine. But you realize that most officers are twice your age before they even make the request.
I'm not most men.
That's what worries me. Now, Winnabrit. I didn't even know your name until 2 days ago, and now the guilds are wanting you to be hung by the stakes in the city square.
Not your sticks.
Not my sticks.
Is it hung by the... What is it? What's the phrase? Hung by the...
You can hang people
I
by a
don't
lot of
read
things.
things about hanging people.
I don't either.
I mean, I would say hung by your feet.
Or by your hair or something. I don't know.
All right.
Hung by your ears.
Winnie just
Sure.
very quietly goes, "Yes, sir," because she knows.
Sorry.
Somehow, you managed to get both the trades guilds and the merchant guilds in an uproar.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story, actually.
I don't honestly care to hear it.
Not funny, haha.
No, it's not funny. Haha.
However it happened, your mentor is someone I highly respect, and she's put a good word in for you with me.
Well, that makes one of us.
So I'm getting you out of the city for a while, hopefully to cool them down. You can't be here. It's the least I can do not to banish you from the place.
I understand.
So, you're gonna join Mr. Windhelm's crew as his wizard.
Wait. What? Like, his crew
Aye.
on a boat?
Well, not to start.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. I am so bad on boats.
Nobody likes boats.
Except for Elnor.
I don't know very many seafaring gnomes, to be fair.
We put the fun in dysfunctional.
Well, I've decided to solve 2 problems at once. Relnor, you get your rank, and I'm giving you a mission. And Winnie, I'm getting you out of the city. And you're gonna support him in his efforts as his wizard. And you're a good tinkerer from what I understand.
Thank you, sir.
Now, this is Joan Stormcrown.
Hello. I think I know both of you.
Yeah.
believe he looks at some of his papers. He says, "You were all in the academy together. Is that right?"
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I remember Winnie from the library, especially.
Very good. Makes sense. Joan here is a grey cleric.
I nod.
And she'll be helping you with anything that's needed. Once I explain this mission, I think it'll make more sense why she's going to be joining you. The gnomes, who you know we do much of our trade with, on their secluded isle,
Winnie sits up a little taller.
have uncovered some ancient ruins. Now, being that they're not incredibly adventurous folk, they've requested that I send a team. But with the pirates and this blasted black market causing me all kinds of grief, I don't have the men to spare. So, I'm sending the three of you. And he kind of eyes the three of you. He goes, hold on a moment. And everybody roll me a perception check, except for Delphin.
16.
You roll a 1 again.
You rolled another one.
Pick a different die.
That's
Kelsey,
amazing.
you were absolutely right when you said these dice were not good.
I didn't say that. I said I didn't like them.
Hold on. Is
Well-
it weighted? Do it again. That's
Well,
incredible.
Okay, what'd you get, Joan?
16.
And Relnor?
Did you want the one?
You got a 1. Okay, Winnie?
10.
Okay. Joan, you hear a little, like an excited breath come from outside the window.
Oh.
Purring.
Do you?
Purring.
And you probably know that that's what the captain is sensing as well.
Yes.
What? Okay, after he starts talking about the gnome island, it's more of like a, like a, oh,
Reactionary. Very
yeah,
reactionary.
yeah. Like, yes. Do you do anything, or you wait to see what the captain does?
I walk to the window.
You walk to the window. What do you do?
I open the window. I'm assuming it opens inward.
Yeah.
And I poke my head out.
Hi.
You see Delphin hanging on from the outside of the building, just outside the window.
I'm Delphin.
You just stick your hand out.
Yeah.
Adorable.
You're Joan.
I grab his hand and I pull him in
Whoa.
while I'm shaking it.
And
Oh, Hi Captain. I salute.
are you still like holding Joan's hand?
No.
I salute with my hand.
Yeah, I'm shaking Joan's hand while I salute the High Captain.
Oh, I thought it was the
I
same
go,
hand.
hi, I'm a monk. I'm friends with the new lieutenant.
So you've been there the whole time, have you?
No, most of it.
A monk.
Yes, sir. A good one. Not as good as some, better than some.
And Joan looks at High Captain and she goes, a monk could be useful.
So useful.
I mean, you have a lieutenant. She's a wizard, Harry.
It's Catman.
She doesn't look very hairy.
I was waiting for that.
And I'm a cleric.
And I'm a monk. And you're a High Captain.
I was just saying who we are now.
All right, look.
I just wanted to say she's a wizard, Harry. This whole time.
Wow.
I've been waiting.
It made me so happy.
I'm glad you got it out early.
Well
It
done.
made me so
Yeah.
happy.
I believe the correct quote would have been, "She's a wizard, Harris."
Yeah, but I wanted to.
Well,
We know what you wanted to do.
You still cackled, okay? I still did it.
You
All right.
wheezed.
The High Captain eyes the four of you, and he says, "Perhaps this is fortuitous.
Ah, you are the highest of captains. Thank you.
Relnor, you got a crew of 3.
what is the quest? What is the mission?
That's a very lieutenant question to ask.
I mean, we talked about the gnomes, but we didn't. Did we say explicitly what the quest was?
No, we haven't been briefed.
No.
I said earlier, the gnomes have uncovered some ancient ruins on their island, and they're asking me to send an exploratory team to make sure they're safe. I think Monk, you refer to them as sacred stones.
Yes, I'm familiar with the sacred stones.
Of course. That's why I said you would probably refer to them that
But
way.
I've never been to Gnome Island. I'm so excited.
So, tomorrow morning, first light, you'll hop aboard the Seamus, captained by Donnie Russell. I believe he's another acquaintance of yours from the academy. And actually, Relnor, you and Donnie were like rivals the entire time you're in the academy. He's one of those. He's one of those guys who acts like he's better than everyone, but is actually really, really skilled. And so he
almost warrants it.
skilled, but lets you know it.
Yeah, and he is the youngest person to ever take the rank of captain in Lestraad. He actually beat your father's record.
Until me.
It's too late.
Dang it.
He also beat you to it.
Yes.
So
What's his name? Donnie.
Donnie Russell.
He's essentially
Wow,
everything
that
you
sounds
wanted to be.
really awful.
But you don't like him.
So he actually graduated from the top of his class, which is your guys' class. And one of the first things he ever did was he led a broken ship back to port after its captain had been killed by a pirate raid. And he managed to capture one of the most notorious criminals in all of Lestraad. He's well on his way to being the first half-orc to ever be made High Captain. And man, does he know it.
I don't really feel like playing anymore.
Josh has put a character that's better than me. I don't want to play this game anymore.
I've heard some pretty nasty rumors about him, so.
He's a bit of a folk hero. So, like, the people of Lestraad love him. Like,
Yeah, they do.
Like,
Not all of them.
Hey.
I like you.
Okay. That makes me feel a little better.
You heard nasty rumors about him too?
No.
Oh.
But he's a half orc.
No, but what are they?
Orcs are fascinating.
you've got your orders. Please leave my office
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
and get back to work. You're dismissed,
Yes, sir, High Captain, sir. We need to
Mr.
board.
Windhelm.
Are we,
Sir, yes, sir, High
before
Captain, sir.
we all return to mass chaos, are we boarding the ship tonight or tomorrow?
First light tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Be at the docks.
Okay.
Oh, we will.
So I imagine the three of us turn to leave and start walking out the door, and Delphin goes over to the window that he came in,
yes.
starts climbing
I
up
do
on
walk
the
over to the
sill.
window.
Delphin, no, come,
Huh.
come this way. Let's
Doors.
go this way.
Yeah. Okay.
The High Captain rolls his one eye, then steps back and shuts his window.
I hope he rolls better than I've been.
Just shakes his head. Now, you guys have the rest of the day to run any errands you need to in the city of Lestraad. You can stop by, check in with your mentors if you need to, talk to any family that you need to talk to, let them know you're going to be gone for several days.
I'd like to go talk to Alora.
Okay. So do you all split, or do you guys like say anything to like before you leave each other?
I say, hey, Relnor, I'm gonna go say goodbye to some of my to my mentor, my monk mentor. Winnie, nice to meet you. Joan,
Likewise.
nice to meet you. Firm handshake. I like that. Relnor, I'm glad you're back, man. I'm excited for our adventure. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, first light.
Okay.
I run and jump up a building.
After he jumps up a building, I turn to Relnor and go,
You're so Naruto.
he looks familiar. Did he go to the academy?
So like actually, he did not go to the academy, but you all recognize him because he was kind of like the academy mascot during your guys' time there. He would always stop by and say hi and talk to everybody. So like he's kind of like
The water boy.
like everybody likes him. Everybody thinks he's super friendly and they enjoy him. Most people in the city like will like give him like an apple or like something for free. Like he's kind of a very friendly soul.
He's
and so
adorable, and everyone loves him.
Yeah. For the most part,
Must be nice.
he's fairly welcome in the community. The monastery is a different story, but yeah.
I'm more
the-
tolerated there.
Yes. Yeah.
They like, yeah.
Well, in that case, as he walks away, Winnie goes, "Bye, Dolphin."
Bye, Winnie.
So
I got to tell Podge. Oh my gosh, and Mom and Dad, they're gonna be so excited. Well, I hope they're gonna be excited. I guess I'll just have to see if they're excited or not. And she runs. Like she doesn't walk very many places. She just like takes off running towards home.
all right. So Winnie, you're gonna head towards home,
Yep.
and you're heading back to the monastery.
Yep.
Dolphin.
I am.
Joan, you're heading to the Temple of the Grey God.
Yep.
To speak to your mentor.
Yep.
And what's the plan here, Relnor?
Well, being that I just got into port, I think I'm probably going to go to a tavern
Okay. There's 3 in town.
Okay.
So
It would be the whatever would be the general haunt of the sailors coming back.
all right, that would be Dan's Pub.
Dan's Pub.
It's closest to the port. It's actually also closest to the command building.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like noon, afternoon, midday.
Can I ask how you spell Lestraad?
Yep. Lestraad.
Lestraad.
Like the
Oh,
detective
hi, Mark.
from Sherlock Holmes. I don't know if
If
it's
it was
spelled
We
that
Live
way.
Time, it would be
Lestraad.
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 So Relnor, you make your way to Dan's Pub.
Okay.
When you get close, you realize it's kind of quiet. There's not as much like ruckus as there usually is. There's always, most sailors aren't on regular daily schedules, so there's always different spurts of busyness and slowness.
Yep.
But usually you can guarantee at night it gets real busy.
Sure.
You step in, and Dan is he's a heavyset human in his about in his 50s. He's gruff but kind, and he's a really good cook.
Okay.
So there are a couple other officers in there. One of them is actually Donnie Russell,
That's awesome.
who's sitting down to a meal by himself at a table,
Okay.
eating. He does not look to see you when you come in. He's kind of focused on his own stuff. He's got a couple papers out on the table as well.
Okay.
There's a bar. There's a couple other tables. If you sit at a table, someone will come to serve you. It's pretty just general.
And where was Dan at?
Dan is behind the bar.
Behind the bar. Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the bar. Afternoon, Dan. Good to see you again.
Hey there, Elnor. Good to see you again as well. What can I do for you?
Well, I just got into port and a little sick of the. Hang on. What is the food what's the foods that don't spoil on the ships?
Seaweed cram.
You could just say
Salted
seafood.
beef.
Yeah, salted beef. I just got into port. I'm a little sick of the salted beef and salted pork that we've been living on for the last month.
I don't blame you.
Can you get me something fresh to eat?
Oh, I'll work something up just for you, special.
Perfect. And a mug of ale, too.
You got it. And so he steps back into the back. Do you move to a table or do you stay at the bar?
I'm going to stay at the bar and kind of turn to eye the room a little bit.
Hardtack. Sorry. That's the bread.
Nice.
This
all right.
edition's brought to you by Ricky Norman.
She said heart attack. I was like, is Ricky dying?
No,
What-
no.
Do we need to call someone? Heart attack.
Sorry. Continue.
All right. As you kind of turn around and glance around the room, you do catch that Donnie is glancing over at you because he heard you talking.
Donnie.
He says, "Hey there, Relnor.
Donnie.
I heard your last mission went well. Fought some pirates, did you?
We did. We
Good
overcame.
Good for you. Good for you.
A smug jerk.
Oh, I want to say something really bad.
I got word here," and he kind of pulls up a piece of paper. Says that we're gonna have some stragglers in our little errand tomorrow.
I think he's calling you a straggler.
Fleet, fleet, fleet.
Kiss, kiss.
I don't think there's any kiss here.
No.
Do you feel like responding? Just want you to know we'll be happy to have you. There's always room in my ship.
As the captain.
That's basically what he's saying.
Oh, man.
Ronnor's a man of little words.
I don't know what I want to say.
Well, if you don't say anything, it'll just pass, and he giggles to himself.
Are you just stewing?
I'm gonna ignore him and turn back around to the bar.
Saying nothing is an option, just like Telltale games.
He yeah. He kind of chuckles to himself and gets back to his table and his food. And not long after, Dan comes out with a nice plate of soup.
Plate of soup?
I like it. It's unique.
I guess.
Dan has serving issues.
It allows
He's
it
a
to
good
cool
cook,
faster because
but-
of greater surface area.
I'm trying to think like what he would serve.
Soup would probably be in a bowl.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I
All right.
questioned
All right.
it.
How about like bangers and mash?
Yeah. He
sausages. And...
He comes out with a bowl of some hot fresh soup. It's got some chicken in it. It's really
Josh
delicious.
is a culinary.
I'm not really a culinary. I'm just saying.
If
Genius.
it was Josh, it'd be mac and cheese.
He's got some bread with some peanut butter.
It doesn't
on
look
it.
like much. It doesn't look like much, but you know that it's delicious.
It's
and
fresh, and that's
and
what
it's fresh.
matters.
Nutritious and not fish or
It's not fish
Salted
or
beef.
salted beef.
Exactly.
or
Hardtack.
hardtack.
Are you okay?
Great.
And he pulls out a drink and sets that and the food in front of you
Okay.
and says, "I hope it's to your liking."
Boy, after a month of salted beef and fish, it could be fresh grass.
Hardtack.
All right. So are you just gonna eat then? Is that the plan? Anything
Yeah,
else?
I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna ask him. Is there any new news lately?
Well,
Any
It's-
rumors? Any goings on?
well, you know the news of the pirates has been coming in more and more. We got boys like Captain Russell over there getting used to do typical merchant missions to help protect against being robbed. Last couple merchant ships I know took a stock to the Gnome Isle, got stopped by pirates. Thank the gods they didn't kill anybody, but they took all their goods. So
Well, things
not good.
definitely seem to have been picking up recently. There seems to be more and more pirate attacks. I just got back in from my last mission this morning, and we're already being sent out again tomorrow.
between you and me, there's some interesting scuttlebutt going around in the black market right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, some new technology hit the market. Don't know what it's from. Seems gnome-like from what I understand, but
Interesting.
you
I'll
know
be
me.
sure to.
No one's real talking to me much. He kind of chuckles and pats his belly.
Because he eats them?
No, he just pats his belly, just like relaxing,
Oh, okay,
kind of
okay.
like just
Gotcha.
an easy.
It's like a comfort thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pat your
Yeah.
belly.
Like sucking his thumb.
Yeah, guys, I have a belly. I pat it all the time, so it's just I
does.
understand.
Well, I'm gonna continue eating, and
All right,
we'll leave it at that.
cool. Let's jump to Joan. Me. On her way to the Temple of the Grey God, or the Grey Temple, as some people might call it.
Yes.
It's actually not like a regular temple. It's actually more a giant library.
What a dream.
That's cool.
So that's the Grey
Temple of knowledge.
Yeah, Grey clerics are all about knowledge. They're all about recording information and wisdom. So
Very practical religious.
lots of wizards and lots of clerics would consider themselves to be servants of the Grey God
It's the best choice, honestly.
if they're religious.
yes.
So you find your way there, and it's got a giant stone symbol above the kind of open door, and the symbol actually is that kind of fountain of wisdom that you actually have tattooed on your forehead. It's just like 3 lines, one going straight up and 2 kind of
Spouting out of the
spouting
bottom.
out of the bottom.
Like a little fount.
Yep. So you're very
As-
familiar with this place.
As I walk in, I briefly close my eyes and bow my head, but I don't stop.
Okay. There are several spiral staircases, kind of like small ones that kind of lead to different floors of the library. You know that who are you going to see?
Alora.
Alora.
Yeah.
So she's
That's a
likely
cool name.
yeah. You know that she's making her way through the entire records of the library, cataloging things. And so you kind of know where she is alphabetically, or where, like, what floor she'd be on.
Well, we have a special knock that we do. So I walk into like the floor/room area that she's in, and then I do my part of the knock, and I can kind of tell where she's at based on how she knocks back.
Okay.
So I follow that, and then anytime I'm not sure where to go, I do my knock again, and she returns it. So it's our way of like respecting the quiet of the library,
Nice.
but still being able to locate each other.
Everybody's like, what the heck is knocking?
I mean, it's not like a heavily
No, I
populated
know, I'm just-
library.
Yeah. Yeah, there's maybe like a few scholars, a wizard, or like there, but it's not nearly as busy as like the candy shop was.
Obviously, because
Yeah.
people like sugar more than they like books.
So you find you eventually find Allura sitting at a long table that kind of sits in between several of the bookshelf aisles. She's got one of the larger tomes set out and the first page opened, and she's also got her notebook set next to her, and she's taking copious notes.
So there's a seat next to her or across from her?
Both.
Okay, I sit across from her.
And they're more like little stools.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you sit across from her. Oh, hello, Joan.
I can wait till you're finished with what you're working on.
Oh, it's really I'm almost done. It's fine.
I let her finish her sentence or paragraph or whatever she's doing.
Okay, she finishes. How did it go at the High Captain's office?
Fine. He wants me to go on a mission with some others. They seem optimistic. It's a nice change.
When he came to us, it sounded like he needed someone with your specific skills.
Yeah, I think he appreciates our objectivity. And I think he thinks that this is a good opportunity for me to kind of develop who I am away from the academy and the temple. So, we'll see. I don't know if I'll give him the information that he wants to hear at the end of this, but I will remain objective and I will be authentic.
Well, if it were up to me, I'd have you stay here at the library for the rest of your days with me cataloging. But I knew that you fit the bill for what he's looking for, and so I had to tell him that I think you would be perfect for the job.
Well, as Davi says, we can't keep all this knowledge to ourselves. We have to put it to use.
My sister is not one that I would typically think gives good advice.
But you have to agree that hoarded knowledge is not as useful as shared.
I think the argument could also be made that knowledge used misunderstood could lead to more harm than good.
Right, but if I'm out there, can't I explain it better
You can try, my dear.
than just distributing books like the others do?
I stayed a priestess. I did not pursue clerical arts like you did. And
I know.
I do not intend to use my knowledge to benefit or harm anyone, but I intend to catalog it and to understand as best that I can for the sake of understanding. But your life is your own, and I will not dictate what you can do or what you will do. In any case, I'm proud of you for what you've done. Your study of the ancient runes has been very impressive.
Thank you.
You've come along quite quickly.
Thank you. I appreciate your objectivity in the matter, but also I appreciate how proud you are of me.
Very good. And there's no real heavy affection or emotion coming from her. She's super.
There's not a ton from Joan either.
Okay.
She's just being very, she appreciates the fact that she's proud of her because she wants to please her because she's their mentor, but not emotional. Just stating facts. Thank you. That's it. Well, we leave tomorrow at first light. So I guess I will see you when I get back, hopefully.
I think Joan wants a hug.
Nope.
I suppose.
Is there anything you need from me before I leave?
A hug.
I think Delphin needs a lot of hugs.
Do you hear something from that window?
Yeah, there's no windows in here. The light would hurt the books.
You do hear a voice coming from one of the hallways going like, "Where are you guys? I heard you're knocking. I know you're here." And, what's her name? Oh, Laura kind of rolls her eyes and just sticks her head further into her notebook. And then barreling around one of the corners, not caring for being quiet in the giant library, is her sister, Davi, a gray cleric like Joan.
Harry Potter mustn't go to Hogwarts.
But much more,
Dobby. She's not
A
self-depreciating.
proper burial. No magic. Sorry.
Oh gosh, my feels.
So many Harry Potter references.
This is my podcast. These people get me.
Yeah, she comes around the corner. She's kind of she looks much like her sister, but personality-wise, they couldn't be more different. She's incredibly adventurous, and she's the one who taught you your clerical arts. So, and she's more incredibly excited about the opportunity that you've been given.
Hi, Dobby.
Hello, young Joan.
I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
That is wonderful. And she claps her hands. So wonderful.
Thank you.
You're going to have such great adventures.
Thanks.
And you're with, I believe he is now Lieutenant
Yeah.
Relnor?
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Loot.
Loot.
Yeah, I think it'll get under his skin.
She has a good laugh and slaps her hands on her knees, which is weird, but it's her thing.
Can we
Well-
bring her?
I couldn't be more excited for you. You've learned so much. There's still more for you to learn, but I truly believe that the best learning will be out there in the world.
I like her.
But I can't necessarily do a bunch of learning. I've been tasked to observe too,
Well,
to report back. So it's not the kind of mission that you and I always dreamt of, where I could just go and watch whatever I wanted and just soak up information.
and you hear Alora sigh at that. And Davi goes, she says, "My dear, the best way to observe an apple is to bite into the apple. You're there to observe, but you must participate. You must be involved."
That's a really good analogy.
So it's more than just being an ethnographer. I have to be a participant.
You have to be hungry.
Absolutely. Life is for the living. And she says that looking at her sister.
Oh,
who's sitting-
man.
And I look at
Dobby
Alora
is
too.
awesome. Holy cow.
I look at Alora
I'm like,
too.
I really like this lady.
Alora, she smiles and she says, "I love you for our difference, but I do not understand your use of what our God has given us. We have minds to learn. What you're doing is reckless. But I support you.
Well, I love both of you, and I appreciate everything you've done. But I must go get some rest, because although we travel tomorrow, my duty starts as soon as I step on the dock.
Very good." And Alora just nods her head.
Is there anything you'd like me to take with me before I leave? Or shall I just use the books and the notebooks to write as I leave?
Alora kind of looks puzzled for a minute, and she sits there and thinks. And then she looks at the quill she's been using. Mm-hmm. She says, "Take my quill, and remember when you write why you're writing, and why I've taught you to write." And then so she gives you her quill, and Davi gets a kind of wry smirk on her face, and she reaches into one of the sleeves of her robes, and pulls out a little knife.
Okay.
And she goes, "This guy can hide anywhere.
Does he have a name?
I call him Steve."
Seriously?
No, I'm like making that up out of nowhere right now. I just thought it'd be fun. So you got the knife, Steve.
And what is he to be used for, Davi?
One never knows. One never knows.
Okay.
I pray you never need it, but if you do, you will be glad you have it.
That's why it's called Steve.
That's why it was called Steve.
Well, thank you. And I bow my head at each of them and leave.
All right.
Thought they were going to make books, but now I got two things. So, who won this
They're not
round?
gonna give up their books. You're crazy.
You've got your own set of books.
I do.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we're going to end our first episode.
Perfect.
All right.
Next episode, we're going to see what Winnie and Dalphin are up to before they get ready for their big adventure.
Just
and then we'll
Dalphin.
probably get to the actual
Delphine.
ship ride out to the Gnome Island. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you would, If you enjoyed this episode and you liked it, please hit us up with 5 stars on iTunes. You can check us out on Twitter, Facebook. I don't think we're on Instagram yet, but pretty much anywhere social media, we are at the Titan Pod. So you can find us at the Titan Pod. We've also got a Patreon that's up. If you go to patreon.com/Titan Pod, the Titan Pod.
Spelled like it sounds.
Spelled like it sounds. The Titan Pod. If you go there, you can actually check out some of the cool offers that we're offering some of the cool tiers and things that basically help us make this thing even better. We've got a pretty big vision for what we want to do with it, and I would love your support and help. We've also already got the second episode out, so you can jump right into that. One of the things you can find on our Patreon is actually going to be a 15-minute post show where we're going to actually keep recording after this episode's done. And I'm just going to talk with these guys about what they thought, how they're feeling, what they're thinking. So if you want to check that out, you can go listen to that on our Patreon as well. All that said, I'm having a ton of fun. I'm super excited for this new podcast. Really grateful for each of these guys being players and cast members. So
And grateful for everyone that listened.
Absolutely. Super great for you guys who listen. This is going to be a fun journey. We're only just getting started. So I am your host and Dungeon Master, Josh. Going around, we have, starting at the left,
Eric.
Nope.
That I was in my brain. I was like, "Please say your name. Please say your name. Please say your name." I'm not. I was like, I'm not going to correct him. I want to do it so bad.
Was that not intentional?
That was absolutely intentional.
Okay.
Was it?
He looked right at me. He knew what he was doing.
All right, let's try one more time. Going around the table, we have
Relnor.
Winnie!
Delphin.
Joan.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you.